Hello, rapscallions, and welcome back for another episode of Digital Defenestration! It's been an entire month without one. Did you see that? An entire month without a Digital Defenestration. But no more. We're back, lovelies. And tonight, have we got a show for you. First off, we have the conclusion to WandaVision. What's gonna happen? Snippy's gone. Rhonda's still there. Luna? Confusion! And then we've got my match with PJ the Whip Gonzalez. You might remember that PJ attacked me during a completely different match between myself and Tarantulas. It was terrible. It came out of nowhere and just bashed my face, made me lose the match. That's definitely why I lost the match. Definitely why I lost the match. But first, we have a match between Aurora Borealis and Broseph Ballin. Let's go to it. Alright, and welcome to the mats, folks, in our hometown void. And welcoming to us to the mats is our own Alberta Rabbit Eye, infamous cousin of our own Sam Eagle Eye, here to referee the match today. Fire extinguisher, eyes, mouth, explosions! I mean, this is a jam. This is what the kids say. Is a bop. Bop. It's a frozen ball and bop. Yeah! And we welcome Broseph Ballin in. Always taking a light. Broseph Ballin is here to have a good time, ladies and gents, and all other folks not on the gender binary.
We having a fight or what? Aurora! Where you at? Get in here! Come on!
Broseph's ready to go. I guess this party is getting started. Oh, with a little dance party? Is this a rave? Is this... And welcome to the stage, Aurora Borealis! They put in quite a punch, and my goodness, folks, this is going to be quite a match. We have not seen Broseph for a long time, and Aurora looks out for blood today.
Alright, you gotta shut that off.
Oh, you're no fun.
No, I'm not. Thank you.
Here, take those two.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
I'll...
Great. Want a good clean fight? Following match is scheduled for one fall. Ring the bell.
Alright, folks, ready to go. Oh, and Aurora throws a big hook. Oh, but Broseph Jellyfish is out of there. He's too slick, that one. Oh, goes for another one, but Broseph is doing just fine. Flying easy today, folks. Oh, he slides out of there and posing for the camera. Broseph is having the time of his life. Oh, and Aurora takes that kick straight to the face. Oh, and returns it with a kick to the stomach. And a sleeper hold on Broseph Ballin.
Not yet.
My goodness, what a comeback. Oh, Oh, I don't know if Broseph is ready for this. I don't know. You know, the only thing Aurora's been doing this entire time, this entire year and over a half, which is crazy to think about, is training for this match. You know, they didn't get to fight in Armageddon. So this is the only match they've been thinking about this entire time. And Brosep's coming out with little dances. Oh, I don't know if he's going to make it. Oh, but he's fighting it. He's fighting it. Oh, and he throws Aurora off. Oh, but Aurora comes back in with a kick to the face. Oh, and going for the pin. Oh, kicks out on 2. They're sizing each other up. I don't know. This could be anyone's match at this point. You know, Aurora's really come back with some teeth this time. You know, this isn't fight for your rights anymore, but Broseph has some mean slippery tricks in his back pocket, doesn't he? Well, we'll have to see how this goes. Aurora coming in with some punches. Oh, but sliding by Broseph is returning them with force. Ow, that's got hurt. Ooh, the connection on that. Into a French suplex. Oh, he's going for the pin. But Aurora kicks out after 2. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, a full Nelson. Oh, but Aurora's foot stomps to get out of it. Oh, that's clever.
Okay, so playing dirty.
Oh, Aurora going for the kicks. Oh, they're not messing around, are they? Oh, and in for the signature 8 kicks. Oh, and a shot to the face. And Brosep's down for the count. Aurora pinning with the foot. Oh, but Broseph kicks out after 2. Oh, Aurora steps over him to go argue with the ref. What's going into you? I mean, I always knew you had a temper. Oh, Broseph getting him into a double stretch.
No! What? Is that another light?
Oh. Aurora! Pulling him with a fake keg of Miller Lite. Now that's truly clever.
Over there!
Oh, Broseph goes in for a market manipulator. It never lands, but if it would, oh, devastating. Much like that punch Aurora just landed. Oh, and Aurora is going for the cold shoulder. Oh, it looks so painful. Oh, they've been working on this for months. It's absolutely devastating, folks. Oh, Broseph looks like he's in pain.
Give me an answer, Broseph.
Is he gonna get out of it?
Talk to me, buddy. Come on.
Broseph looks like he's going down. Oh, ref is tapping in. Ref calls it. That's it. That's the match. Aurora wins.
Come on, bell's ringing. Let go of the holes. Come on. Let go.
Aurora taking themselves loose. Looking
The hell is wrong with you?
lost. Aurora, what were you doing out there? Come on, mate. This is not like you. Pushing away the cameras. Aurora, something's wrong. No one's going after.
There's still another light.
There never was, bro.
Broseph picking himself up.
Are we still in Miami? We should get you to a local medical facility. Come on.
Well, that's the match. Broseph off to the local medical facility, and Aurora wins. I mean, there's some pretty incredible stuff we saw in that match tonight, eh, folks? Some new moves, some moves we've never seen before, some incredibly brutal moves from both Broseph and Aurora. Stay tuned, though, because you've got my match with PJ the Whip Gonzalez coming up later tonight, and I need revenge. And in the meantime, I'm going to go check on Aurora, you know, make sure they're okay. Bye.
Oh, Rhonda, you don't catch on quick, do you?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yes, Rhonda, that's right. It was...
Miss Lovely, I am so glad you're here. You will never believe what happened. Okay, so I was trying to track down the butt emailer, right? So I went into the internet, just like in Mary Poppins. Yes, I went right into it. And then I made friends. I made friends with this little guy, Clappy? Snappy. I think it was a snapping turtle. Okay, and then we got on a train and it went choo, 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 choo. And then we saw all of the butts on all of the internet. Now we're here. And I'm so glad we made it here because I have something to tell you.
Oh?
And there were clues. So many clues right in front of my face.
Yes?
But I must have missed them.
Uh-huh.
'Cause of those dopes. You know the ones.
Is there a point to all this, Rhonda?
Miss Lovely, the source of the butt emails is demons inside your computer. No need to thank me. Just another day in the life of Rhonda McConnor's.
No. Oh, my God.
Miss Lovely, it's okay. I know a good exorcist. Well, it's Carmilla, so maybe not good.
Oh, Rhonda, the only thing that needs exercising is your critical thinking skills, okay?
There's demons inside of me? I sent the email?
No, Rhonda. I sent the emails. I sent them to myself. It was all a ploy to get you here.
There's demons inside of you. Ooh, ah.
Okay, Rhonda, let's start from the beginning. Okay? I sent the email to myself. And pretended not to know who they were from. So I could ask you to help me, and get you into the internet.
You lured me here?
Exactly. Oh, and here is where you're gonna stay.
No. I'll just get back on that weird train thing. Where's that snappy guy?
I was snippy. You know what? You can't, Rhonda. Snippy is gone, and I won't let you.
You can try!
Oh, Rhonda, you're going to hurt yourself. My magic wouldn't have that easy of an out.
Magic? There was magic in all of this, so it really is just a ripoff of Wand of...
Yes! No, definitely not ripping anything off. This is very different because this is good vibes magic, Rhonda. Oh, not that you wouldn't know anything about good vibes, because you're all about bad vibes.
Bad vibes?
Scow used to be the happiest place on earth until you came along, lighting bread on fire, scaring the interns. You're just really bringing the whole mood down, okay?
Mood? What is this, Insta-spam?
How can you possibly know about Insta-spam and... Never mind. That's why I trapped you here, Rhonda. The internet is full of bad vibes. You'll fit right in and you'll never make anyone at Scowl unhappy again.
Like hell you will.
I'm afraid you don't have a choice. Good vibes only.
No! This can't be the end! You may have written this vibe check, Miss Lovely, but I'm gonna cash it. Good vibes only! Whoa, Craig, slow down. What do you mean all the Scowl servers are down? I didn't even know Scowl had a waitstaff. And that's all for Rondivision. Tune in next time.
Oh, stop bothering me, okay? You got what you wanted. April downloaded the malware. Rhonda shut off the servers. The Scowl mainframe is yours. No, she got away. A second chance. Well, of course. What do I have to do? No, wait, no, not like that!
Ladders can't talk. Or can they? But if ladders could talk, or couldn't they, ladders would want to provide you with the best legal representation available. Whether you're in a David and Goliath style legal battle that plays out in periodic 3-minute segments, or you're just some poor beleaguered chump making faces at his television. At Ladderton and Associates... Hey, Larry, is it Ladderton and Associates or Ladderby and Associates? I have 2 different ways in the script. Whoever wrote this ad copy has no attention to detail. Larry? Larry, are you there?
Your audio goblin isn't available. He's taking a little nap.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
Who even does that? Asks the same question back at someone.
Lara, that's who.
Yeah, I know who you are.
But you just asked.
I recognized you right after.
Oh,
Nothing in my life makes sense anymore.
well,
Do you still want to know who I am?
I knew when I asked.
Is this a sex thing? Because I'm not against it, but we should probably set up some safe words.
What? It is not a sex thing. I am here on a sacred mission. I am the original and only true announcer for Scowl.
This is an ad for a law firm.
The first, the best, the OG, the old school, and I'm here to take my job back from you, imposter, in the traditional Scowl manner.
An inconsistently themed series of sketches that lasts a year and goes nowhere?
Good guess, but I'm talking about violence.
Don't overthink it.
Violence.
I will finish you off just as soon as I catch my breath. I think it's a tie.
Same. If I were announcing this, I'd call it a tie.
If you were announcing this, you'd suck at it.
Your mom.
So you do know my safe word.
Ladderby and Associates. We focus on the law, not our advertisements.
I really hope someone checks on Larry.
Hello, all you rapscallions out there, and all of you Rainiacs at home. My name is April Rain, and I'm the current Scowl Heavyweight Champion. That's right. I am so excited to be here to call this match, to call this grudge match. I don't know why PJ the Whip Gonzalez felt the need to come in here and attack London Jack, but I gotta tell you, I'm excited to watch the two of them throw down. I mean, here's the thing. PJ the Whip Gonzalez is an amazing talent. PJ the Whip is so good at her craft. We would have welcomed her in with open arms. But, hey, we're just happy that she's here. As you can see, the setup of the tank right here. Got the mats out. We're ready for PJ and London Jack to take the stage. Introducing first, the original party werewolf, London Jack.
Guess who's back, baby? That's right! It's Scout with the real life vibe! And your favorite, the original party werewolf! Ah! That's right. We're back. We're partying. Let's go for mutton chops. We still up. But we go here.
And their opponent, the current NYCW Women's Champion, the Big Top Bruiser, the Clown of Carnage.
This is a real champion.
The one and only PJ the Whip Gonzalez. Look at those belts. Let's take a look at the last episode.
This is what's going to happen to everybody in school. Let's take a photo.
Dressing up as La Chica Electrica.
Oh, you don't know yet? What about you and me? We made them fight.
And officiating this match, once again, pulling double duty is, of course... The following match is set for one fall! Alberta Rabbit Eye. Ring the bell. Alright, the bell has rung and the match has begun.
Yeah. You want some of it? You want some of
Jack
it?
is, oh, there we go. Okay, so Jack is trying...
love that song. He's training with Carmilla. Carmilla, she's training with you.
Very hard to keep their spirits up, I guess, from that attack. PJ, all business. Some mind games from Jack, I suppose. Oh, that clothesline was not effective. Trying again, nope. Oh! Right in the face!
Right in the nose. Oh, and it led to the mouth, and that's terrible.
Oh, PJ, oh! With a hell of an abdominal stretch. Oh! Clubbing blows to the chest. Oh, knee to the face. PJ going for a cover.
No.
PJ's not done.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, we've seen this. We saw this last week. Oh, the backbreaker. Just destroying the spine of London Jack. 1, 2, 3. That's academic, folks. My gosh. PJ, the Whip Gonzalez is your winner. PJ's not done. What are you doing? What? No. Hey. That can really hurt somebody. No. You're not gonna do. No. Jeez.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Hello. Thank you so much for being with us through the episode. And now I would like to invite Lauren Elizabeth to come on. It's been an interesting episode. We took August off. It's just you and me tonight. But I'm very excited to chat about all the fun things that came up in this episode. So yeah, thanks for our audience for joining us. First of all, Lauren, what did you think of the episode?
I really liked it. I will confess I didn't I skimmed through it before, like throughout the month, because I've been helping with the producing of this month, and I skimmed through it and I was like, everything's there. Cool. All right. And now like getting a chance to watch and be like, oh, this is like, that part's funny. We have 3 minutes of Tyler reaction face, which is just all I ever want in my life. Like everything really, and then you know, culminating the Rondavision stuff after so long, especially knowing how much you've been working on that. It was a really nice little Monday night present.
I feel like the theme of tonight's episode was reaction shots.
Yes.
Because like that was a whole bunch of stuff in Rondavision as well. When I was editing through, I was like, so this is gonna make sense when there's a green screen and then another person, I promise you. But right now, please make constipated noises in your living room.
I I have that frequently now when I watch movies in general, or when I watch content in general, where I'm like, man, that must have felt so stupid. Like and even like whether it's big like Marvel style things, right? Or just like things without music, you're like, man, that must have felt so dumb. Like I'll never forget. I think my favorite behind the scenes of like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, the first one, is there's a shot of him like talking to the whole cast, being like, okay, on the count of 3, I want everyone to like lean to your left. It's gonna feel real stupid, but it's gonna look really cool because it's like the ship getting hit. And it's like 3, 2, 1, and everyone's like, ah! And it's like stupid things like that use to communicate and get like trust from people that are on it, that you're like, yeah, this will look better later. It really will.
I promise.
Yeah.
I always think that's an interesting, because like you and I both come from more of a like live performance background, and I don't know if it was the same for you, but like suddenly getting into film in college and post college and realizing how much like I do not have control over the final product as an actor.
Yes.
Because like I can get in there, I can have the take of my life, and then they're like, we actually want to see the other person's reaction to this, so it's just going to be your voice, and you're like, oh, okay, right. Sure. I was like crying. It's fine. And
it's funny because I think the maxim goes that I think it's that theater is an actor's medium, and that film and I don't know where TV fits in this, but I think that film is a director's medium, mostly because like they're the one person that I think is consistent through the whole process, except for like the money people. But they're like, no, this is my pre-production vision, and then they communicate. You know, like they're the ones that are there the whole time. But I definitely feel that even like with myself, so I've mostly done self-tape stuff or outside of Scowl, and it's been so interesting where I'm like, well, it's been so interesting because all the times in the past where like other people have edited like either acts that I've done, I've been like, oh, that wasn't like the clean take, like that's annoying, like why didn't you do all the clean takes? And then I make the editing choices with myself when I have all the control, and I'm like, but this take, I made a sassier face. Like,
yeah.
That happened recently. I'm like 2 videos ago where I was like, well, this is the best take technically. This take, my camera, like, this take, I have a sassier face. And like, even though my camera focus fudged a little bit, like, this is better. I delete, like
yeah, it's also fascinating because so I've been doing the writing and editing for WandaVision.
Yeah.
And the way we have it set up, where basically like we write the scripts, we sort of give basic like, this is the kind of shot I want over to the actors, gives the actors much more control. You know, whether it's on green screens or whether they're going to play, how many takes they do. And I don't know if other people watch footage after they take it and send it in to the editors. Like, I know I don't.
I don't. I just convert it and send it. I'm like, because if I watch it, I will judge myself. And especially for characters like Alana, like the entire point is that she is the least self-judgy person in the universe. So I can't watch it. I just find the raw file.
Yeah. But I also find it delightful because then, so like, it's like I've made this little present and it's a surprise to both of us, quite honestly. And then what people pick out of that surprise for both of us is also delightful. So like I have an idea of what it looks like. I'm there for recording, but even the final product is something entirely new that is like, it's very teamwork combined, a lot more than film is sometimes. Like tonight, when we did the recording for the commentary on the Aurora and Broseph fight, I was very tired, and like it was like a couple takes in, and I was just having like a good time trying to make Ashley laugh, like making jokes about Broseph's like entrance music and video.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's great because Ashley's not going to use it. I'm just going to like do whatever. And then we get to it tonight and you can hear me in the back going like, oh, it's got eyes. Oh, it's got a mouth.
Yeah. Oh, there's a mouth. Yeah. I also have this. I had that with when I was in Rondivision, actually, because it was like Alana cameoed briefly in one of the episodes, and two things about Alana is like I as a person will always overfilm, and Alana as a character will always overfilm, and so it's kind of like a double doozy of just like too much footage, too much ad-libbing. And I remember very much like I had this idea for like, oh, she'll go talk to Tarantula in the closet to ask if she can borrow her keyboard. And I did it. And so I did like 4 takes without that. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to go do this. And I did it. And I was like, as I was going through it, A, I hadn't like come up with the dialogue in my head. So it was kind of bad. And B, like it just took so long to walk to the closet, open it, have the dialogue, close it, come back. And I was like, well, that's a horrible thing. We should absolutely not use that. It's too long to be usable in the episode. I'm not even going to do a second take. And I think that was either the next to last take, or it was like one of the later takes in the thing. And I was like, Weekly will clearly use an earlier take where I still had a modicum of self-control. And that was the take we ended up using. Like, we cut out a lot of it, but you were like, no, I remember you specifically being like, and sometimes I think I know what this scene is going to be, and then sometimes you send me a whole scene yourself to insert. I'm like, please cut it. You can cut it. You're like,
but it's so good.
Include the closet, the cat cameo. Like,
it's so good, and it feels like it has that urgency of like, we don't know what's going to happen next in the take, and that's so like addictive to me watching. Like, I know when I watch through footage that if it gets me to laugh when I know what's going to happen, like that's the stuff to use, because like this you know, there's a whole bunch of jokes.
There's gonna be so many more like stupid fart jokes now in all of my footage. If I know you're editing it, I'm just gonna be like, well,
here we go.
Crew with Weekly, let's go.
It's my fucking kryptonite. It's my kryptonite. If you can get me to laugh during a take, I'm like, well, I gotta find out how to use this. I'll sit there for like 30 minutes agonizing over the fact that I cannot keep the whole scene in the closet.
Yeah.
Where Tarantula lives.
Yeah, there it's I'm curious on the topic of Rondivision for you, because I think I'm curious. I think yours is also like so much more involved in some of the stuff that I like written and then edited, where I've been like the bread of the segment sandwich. Like, do you feel like, especially because you were able to work with Maya and Jacob over several months, do you feel like that changed like the way that you wrote or the way that you planned, just as you got to know what you were gonna be seeing from them?
Absolutely. Like, for one, shout out to Maya and Jacob, because like we've been doing this since like April. Something bonkers like that. Whatever, 5 months.
I think when we came up with it,
would have been April.
Yeah, I think when we came up with it, it was literally right as WandaVision had its finale.
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that.
Because we came up with it in a very classic Scowl fashion, like the most ass backward way, where we're like,
a pun.
I think the pun came later because it was like we want a Rhonda segment because Rhonda is definitely one of those characters who tends to like be punchline.
Yeah.
And like we wanna get more meat. We wanna like see how Rhonda exists. And we're like, okay, well, maybe we'll just have like Rhonda McConnors McCorner or something like that. And she'll sit in the corner and she'll yell about something. And I was like,
like, Tarantulas has this market really covered.
It does a whole lot. And it evolved, and we like talked about what she should yell about, and we were like, oh, it should be like technology or something like that. And we were like, oh, that's very funny. And at some point later in the night, I remember like running to my phone to be like, no, we have to call it RhondaVision.
That's right. And I think it was also, there was a brief moment where it was concepted to be about like Rhonda couldn't figure out any technology. And every episode was going to be Rhonda being unable to figure out like Zoom and then Google and then Microsoft Teams and like could not figure out, like needed to get on a call with, like the scope of it, which was much smaller. It was like Rhonda needed to talk to someone or like needed to show up to a meeting and like just could not figure out video conferencing for 6 months.
Yep. And then we were like, no, but we should have, like, if we're going to reference WandaVision, whatever that show is called. If I've talked way more about WandaVision in the past 6 months.
I mean,
there we are. Yeah. If we're going to reference it, then we should find a way to reference it. And then it became like this homage to the character Maya developed, sort of the beauty that a lot of like the twist and play that WandaVision was. And I was so excited because Jacob had talked about wanting like a witch character and to play with that. And I was like, oh, buddy, have I got a concept for you? And then it just like, it escalated into like, oh, well, what kind of witches live on the internet? Clearly good vibes witches. Yeah, and I think we just kept finding ways to tie it into the rest of the Scowl universe, and that I think every like writers meeting was another like piece of that. Was like, oh, well, we need this to happen, so we'll tie it into Greg, or we'll tie it into this virus glitchy thing that's been happening. I
definitely remember, I think it was month 2. I think you were in the middle of or you were about to be in the middle of a show too. And so you knew that like the following months you were like, I'm not gonna have time to write this. And so I think month 2, you came into the writers meeting and you were like, so this is the plot. This is what's gonna, and I remember like fervently writing Trello cards of like part 3, and then this is gonna happen, and then part 4, and you know, and then like giving them really dumb names, because that's my contribution, is to be like RhondaVision 2, Too Fast, Too Furious.
I think I literally called it that in the Google Doc.
Yeah,
and like I forget what RhondaVision 3 and 4, but 5 was like, dare we say goodbye? But that was one of the things I definitely wanted. Like, I knew this was going to be like a long haul for Maya and Jacob and I. And like, I had concepts, but Scowl has always run on the like, but these are your characters. And they need, like, we have general directions.
Yeah.
And, like, things we'd like them to accomplish. But it works better and it's more interesting if everyone else is like, got something to add to the soup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think one of the reasons I was like, no, I have to have like an arc is partially for my brain, because trying to decide what an arc is in the middle of an arc is a lot. But also I wanted to be like, hey, Maya and Jacob, is this cool? is this nice? Like, what do you think about that? I forgot this was in the thing.
I really like it in juxtaposition with our other long series that we've been doing simultaneously, which is Jacob the Jinglehammer, formerly known as Schmidt, whatever.
Jingly Hammer.
Jingly Hammer, the Jinglehammer versus patriarchy versus ladders thing that's been going on, which is actually, and I actually think the ladder sketches were the ones that started with the Too Fast, Too Furious thing, because it was like Two Ladders, Too Furious or something like that. Now that I'm saying it out loud, but like, because it was much more of a sprawling, like, we're just going to keep pumping out ladder sketches until Robin is sick of it. And I think yours seeing it side by side with something where it was like, this is an arc because I need to make sure that like this is what we're okay doing with these characters, especially because they're newer, and like it's been interesting as a third party to both of those through lines to sort of see the different approaches that y'all have taken to it.
Yeah, and then there was also like, I would request something in a script, like. I think there was one time where I was like, oh, it'd be really funny if we could beat up a printer, because who doesn't want to do that? And definitely like as a suggestion in the script, it was like this thing. And then Maya went to do it and I was like, oh yeah, the printers are expensive. Not everyone has like a broken printer in their household.
Just sitting there, yeah. And I think the way she's just like, bad printer.
My absolute favorite thing, and like, again, shout out to Jacob and Maya, because I would give them weird stuff, and when they would like solve it, like, especially this last episode, it felt to me like they felt very empowered to like solve this thing. Like when I was like, Maya, escape the internet.
Whatever that means to you.
And it was brilliant and hilarious, and like I didn't even know it was gonna happen, so clearly no one else is, and you're gonna have just as good a time as I am, and clearly just as good a time as the actors were as well. I was also excited to see how many fights were in this show.
Yeah,
we technically had 3.
Are you counting the voiceover one?
I am counting the voiceover.
Okay. When you said 3 earlier, I'll admit I was like, did we have that many? I was like, I know that I know this episode is shorter than we initially planned, but like, were there always 3 fights? And then I like went through the whole episode and I was like, did we put in that fight in this month? And then I was like, no. Oh, voiceover
fight. I freaking adore that.
Yeah.
One, getting to watch Tyler for 3 minutes straight is always a good time.
And that's another one of like, in the moment while filming must have been super ridiculous, because like Tyler did not have the VO when Tyler was filming.
Nope.
I suspect Ashley read off the script to help with the timing, but like,
or enacted it.
Yeah, like sit on your couch and eat pretzels and react to like nothing, like worse than tennis balls. Like,
yeah, that's what's so bonkers about like how good everyone does stuff to me, because like Maya and Jacob never filmed together.
Yeah.
Tyler never filmed with the voiceovers, or Tyler's filming off of like a fucking ladder or something like that. And they're just all so good at like picking up and making a thing, and then we combine it together so it looks cohesive.
Yeah, and Tyler's always so good about giving you about giving you options off of nothing. Because I've had the privilege of editing his stuff a few times, and there's been one time where I like was able to film him and Ashley together for their scene. I was like, great, this is everything. But for the most part, it's just like, yeah, so then we're going to put in some more ladders, like stuff that doesn't exist yet. And he's still really good about giving you, like the stuff with the Fisher fighter. That's what it was. Still really good about giving you like different takes or different, motivations. It's like he's a good actor or something.
My God.
Oh,
I just get so impressed every time. And I was the last fight with Jack and PJ.
Yes.
Like it's so fun to see now that we're having fights again. So fun to see different fighting styles because you get to see like Broseph Ballin's like flippy doopy doo style in the beginning, and then PJ is like all business.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Only death.
Only death. Yeah, Indigo died in that other episode.
Indigo's dead now. I really like that that's all, like, we introduced Indigo 2 episodes ago strictly so that she would make sense. Like, she wouldn't come out of nowhere for the fight. Film the fight where she Batmaned. And, like, we have not seen her since. And I really just like that as a writing narrative of, like, we don't know. She's dead now, I guess. Potentially, who knows?
But it's like the Marvel universe. Like,
yeah,
people can just come back. Why not? What's a plot? He's
a judge for Miss Poconos.
Well, there we go. We should also talk about. Please judge yourself. We should also talk about because we should start wrapping up, but we should talk about next month's episode. Because I'm really excited. A bunch of stuff that's gonna happen then. Because we're actually doing like a bigger like self-isolation devastation 2 type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of like we teased the April PJ fight.
That's correct.
Which I'm very excited about, and hopefully we can have PJ on to talk about.
Yeah. I also, speaking of like fighting styles, I'm like really excited to watch Ashley fight someone that is their size.
Right.
Yeah. Like I always feel so bad because she always has such great and big ideas, and I'm like, ugh.
Let me climb up. What?
Let me bring my stepladder.
I think that was like one of the funny things about the break a leg fight from 2 months ago. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. From the break a leg fight. Because all of a sudden it was me fighting you, and we're very close to the same height, and I was like, punch it. Because like before that, I'd been fighting like Ashley and Nathan, who was our fight director at the time, who's also
6 foot something,
3 miles tall.
Yeah, he's 6 foot something, hunched over. Like,
yep. When he bends down to talk to you, he's
like, so, and I'm like, amazing. I can see your chin now. And what's funny is I've had the reverse, whereas I fought you first. And then I think when we briefly rehearsed a fight where I fought Jacob, and then like had 2, and but so I fought you, and I was like, yeah, I can pick you up and like fake throw you around, whatever. And then we got to Ashley, and I was like, don't know how believable any of this is gonna be. Up.
Yep.
Yes, I'm so excited for next month.
One of my favorite things about like good fight choreo and fight people who like know how to work in their own bodies and in a space is that you can get so many different styles, even out of just like yourself. Like fighting as Aurora is very different from fighting as Jack. It's very different from fighting as the Fisher fighter, and you kind of gotta. Like, we haven't seen Alana fight yet, and I'm so excited to see what that looks like. Because we could,
because we've talked about it, and I still don't know what it is. Like,
we're not going to know until we get, like, into the room. And that's so exciting.
I'm pumped to potentially do that one day because it's going to be so bizarre. And I think especially because there's so much about Alana, even conceptually, that was like not Tarantulas, because I was like, I need these to be separate people for my own sake. Both in terms of personality and voice, and that's why like the most judgy person lives with the least judgy person. So I am excited to sort of divorce my very like, this is a fighting stance from like, this is Alana.
Alana. I'm also excited to because you were talking about how like developing Alana was very much just like, what is not Tarantulas?
Yeah.
Finding where Indigo, if she's still alive, lives in the spectrum.
The scale, yeah, the spectrum of Lauren is, and it's true vocally too, right? Because it's like Tarantulas is down here. It's gonna murder you. And then Alana's kind of a little bit more heady. And then Indigo is just all the way, and I'm like, and we joked about another character that was even higher pitched. And I was like, only high-pitched characters for Lauren, apparently. Only head voice. No more chest voice for Lauren.
Is it the Julia Child character?
Yeah, the Andrea Rothschild.
Oh my God. Someday that'll have to happen.
It really will.
I'm so excited, and I'm so happy to be back with y'all and watching a Scowl episode. The recording of tonight will be up soon. Anything you want to say before we sign off tonight?
It's time for me to awkwardly check the calendar. I do this every time we do a digital defenestration episode, as I'm like, our next episode will be on.
Yeah, when is it? When's our next episode?
It's October 25th. As of right now. If that changes, follow Scowl to find out more.
You can follow Scowl. I'm sorry, they let me take over this time. So that's where you can follow Scowl. And that is where, if you'd like to support all these beautiful artists who do such amazing work, you can donate there. Help us afford healthcare for Broseph and Indigo.
I really want Indigo to show up in a full, I can't do this, but like in a full body cast. Be like, hello, starlets.
We'll just do like the pumpkin cutout for Jack. We'll just do like a cutout.
Well, and especially for Indigo, because like her hands are such a thing. So she's like, welcome, starlets, to another episode with me, your host, Indigo Starling.
Yes. Oh, this has been so good for my soul today.
Yes.
All right. Well, we will thank you all for watching, and we will see you next month for Self-Isolation Devastation.
Heart dose. All right.
Good night.
Good night.